What made you choose engineering?
At first it was the money, but then after I started going more into the career, I started finding out there's a lot of things you can know about the world, the way it works. So I think it's an interesting career with a lot of knowledge behind it.
Was your
And great
decision
future.
easy?
It wasn't, but I was convinced by a lot of family members that there's a lot of opportunity in the field, as well as a lot of money, which was my first thought when I came into engineering.
What motivations did you have that keep you going?
Family members mainly. My father's an engineer as well, so he knows what I'm going through.
Do you see yourself as being your father in the near future?
Maybe not what he works in, because it's another kind of engineering, but definitely as successful as him, maybe even more.
So what are your goals for the future?
Well, I obviously want to get an engineering job right out after graduation. I want to stop going to school, not pursue my master's, just work after my degree is done, and retire at 60.
Okay, retire at 60.
Yeah.
And what stresses you out the most as an engineering student?
Finals, exams,
Well,
deadlines.
something that's not related towards school.
Since it's not related to school, I guess it will have to be money sometimes. The struggle is real sometimes with the books. Not to
Alright.
mention computers. You have to be up to date with the technology if you want to stay in the business.
Alright. Okay. What made you choose engineering?
I like to build things and take things apart, put them back together, and I was always curious how things worked. So engineering seemed like a natural thing.
Mm-hmm. So that decision was easy?
Yeah, it was pretty easy. There's only a handful of things I was interested in at the time, and so you look around the university, and it was pretty clear that engineering was the choice. The harder decision was what type of engineering to do, and it was advice from family, and kind of a family history and background of what others had done that made me choose mechanical.
So your family is like
They're not engineers.
Oh, okay.
I was the first one in my family to go to college, but they were mechanics and they worked on cars and they things of that sort. And so it was kind of mechanical was the thing to do. It was the family style,
Okay. And what motivations did you have as an undergrad engineer?
The things that motivated me then was making sure that I was able to get a good job when I got out. The family didn't have a whole lot of income, and so I felt like it was important to be able to support a family and provide and be somebody they could lean on. And so I studied hard to make sure that I came out as good as I could from that first degree, so that I could secure a good job and a good location. So that was the main thing that motivated me. Yeah, plus it was fun. I enjoyed it. So I enjoyed learning.
And what are your motivations now?
It's pretty much the same kind of thing. I feel that I'm getting older, and my job is to try to, right? I mean, don't we all? I mean, the alternative is not as good as getting old. But anyway, so now I've turned focus on trying to help other people, learn, and so I'm a little bit more motivated to help others. And not that I was callous before, but it kind of motivates me now. And, income's not as big a deal because after you've had a long life of pretty good income, you don't worry so much about that as much as just trying to leave something behind.
Do you still think you're that figure for your family to provide for them?
Well, the ones that are older obviously are gone, right? Mm-hmm. And my kids are doing really well. They're both engineers, and they're doing exceptionally well. So I don't see it as my job is to be a provider so much anymore. Just hopefully I'm someone with wisdom and that sort of thing. So.
And what were your goals as an undergrad besides graduating, of course?
It was getting a good job.
Getting a good job?
Getting a good job, have a good career.
And what are your goals now?
To finish with gusto and be able to continue my career for as long as possible. Be able to pass on the things that I've learned to the next generation.
And just a quick background, what's Gusto?
Well, it's finishing well. You finish the race. There's two ways you can finish the race. One is breathing hard and barely making it across the finish line. The other one is to be running as hard as you did when you were starting the race. So that's the way I would refer to it.
Oh, okay. And what advice would you give your younger self starting college?
It's the same kind of advice I give, because I'm the advisor for the mechanical engineering. It's the same kind of advice I give the students now, and that is to have a long-term plan, approach things in a strategic way. It's something that before it was just cleverness that got me from one place to another, and the grace of God that allowed me to have opportunities that popped up. And I think what I would do now is I would have a little bit more planning idea. Be able to say, what is it? Where do I want to be, and exactly what kind of position do I want, and what things do I need to achieve that. So